The more stable universe. Well, that sounds like a lie. They tried to address the 4.0 and its issues with a lot of talk about features and changing the focus of development to create a more stable game. Pretty talk about the server meshing changes, game features, and processes planned for the future. We had the 3-month long test period for 4.0 and even a month-long preview. As there were better and worse periods in it, the live release was not as good as most expected. This also split players between several game patches, several different game versions, making this perhaps even a bit more complex. So there might not have been enough strain on any of the servers to actually test some of these fixes and features. But they did gain some workload comparisons from this, comparing both builds, and apparently could fix some of the issues on account of that. Some server meshing compatibility issues were avoided, however many major issues remained. Streaming radius was extremely large, it was unintended and caused delays in the server to say the least. Server player cap and the possibility for the servers to support it. Objects existing on different servers and both of the servers needing to work properly with items' existence between the servers or in a way transfer between them. Different player instances, issues like hearing other players in your personal hangar. Many developers' focuses were changed to fix the patch and provide solutions and compatibility with the system. Basically moving them away from developing new features to finally stabilizing something, which is good to hear. This probably won't remain as the main theme across the future patches, but one can hope. Physics engine is another part of the system which consumes massive amount of resources, like two objects colliding, a player ship and a piece of debris. This process would end up consuming a lot of resources, and there can be many exceptions for this, and even perhaps exclusions. And in a way, one of the worst forms of this is ship components or other objects remaining static and causing more server strain. Similar scenarios were even happening with the turrets, them getting destroyed and not really disappearing. New turrets would perhaps spawn on top of them, and well, once they are destroyed, they would still remain and of course eat up resources. Main concern for the players, of course, is always stability, and they try to address it in one form or another, covering all the topics. Main focus here would be, can we do basic actions and will the interactions take place during an intended time frame which isn't too long? Because there can often be problems with simple systems or other functions which over the years have or have not worked, like the elevators, hangars, trams, inventory missions, and even traveling. Flight, any kind of combat, and everything that basically we can do has had one issue or another. Most of these systems are very old and changes to them can take a lot of time, even regarding some of the smaller fixes or stability concerns. While some features are clearly newer, and fixes or balance changes to reduce stress can have the opposite effect within the system. There is not a definitive single patch which can or will fix all of the things that have gone wrong and the game would be perfect in an instant. However, some updates provide more while others less. It is clear that the game is not going to be fixed with 1 or 2 patches, but rather with a long, steady progress over the months or years that provides server meshing changes, system fixes, and other feature changes across the board. Eventually, this should evolve into a more stable experience. Even though the promise is for more stability through server meshing and system changes, I am pretty certain the focus on fixes and quality of life will remain behind new features for the game. Because what we have seen so far is updates with new features but less focus on changing or improving already existing issues. Yes, there have been ups and downs. There have been better and worse periods regarding stability. I don't really believe their plan of changing it. Although we can see a clear progress being made, that there are a lot of new features which have been implemented. Many are still coming, but at some point we will need to reach the core, and that is when the improvements will probably truly start. I will leave the link down to the video below. It was nearly 3 hours long, and it went into more technical view of many of the problems plaguing 4.0 and even before. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.